My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children.
Let's get ready to rumble! But it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hi, welcome to Beyond the Ropes. This is Michael here. Today I'm joined by Sean and David. Dwight is not here. He's at home shedding a tear for Mr. Mugabe, so he was unable to attend today. We'll start with some questions today, boys. Don't do that face, Dave. Don't do the face.
Well,
Don't do it. Right, so we'll start with some questions. The first question we got in is from Too Much Talking, and it's how tough was Jamie Conlan?
Jamie Conlan.
Jamie Conlan. I got it right. I did. I'm just going to say as well, we'll do this question. The boys at Fight Talk covered the weekend's card so extensively and in so much detail, there's literally no point in us doing it. If you're interested in someone's thoughts and views on Saturday's card, go over to YouTube, check out Fight Talk, and you're not going to get a much more detailed breakdown than that. So, I mean, let's be honest, he was
Mashed up.
He was outclassed.
Yeah. And I can't even say his name, but there's a reason Pacquiao's behind him, isn't there? He looked the business. And I think back to that question, yeah, he's tough. He got dropped, got back up. You can see he was, he's pissed off that he's getting. I wouldn't say it wasn't battered. It was because the cuts were. He gets cuts. He gets cuts in crap fights, but the body shots were killing him. And fair play to him, he got up 3 or 4 times from body shots.
He was too brave for his own good, wasn't he?
And yeah, it was a sort of level sorter for him. He got to see where he's reached and who's out of his reach at the moment. It's probably going to be every title holder. World title holder.
Yeah, I think the Calgary 5 fight would never happen anyway, just because of who they're with.
Stuff.
In a way, I think he's the best in that division.
Yeah. Do you not think that wouldn't happen just because no one's? He's not a massive name. He's in Ireland, but Ufai's not going to be looking for that after.
I don't think any of them are massive names though. I think Gonzalez was the biggest name in the division until he lost. I don't know. I think it's hard. I think Fight Talk even said that, to be fair. We're repeating what they said, but there's no big names in that division, I don't think.
No.
Which is why it's hard to make the big fights or get the recognition. But yeah, he's just a really tough guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, and a lot of it was, I suppose, being in the home stadium. He doesn't want to end down, but yeah, fair play to him. He got up way too many times than he should have. So yeah, tough. But sadly, outclassed.
And
yeah, it's not really world level, is it? He's not really a world level fighter. I mean,
no.
I don't think he stands a chance with any of the champions, so I don't really think he's just at that level.
I can imagine him being on quite a few of the sort of level he was. So it'll be like Frampton undercards. Probably no matter where he fights in and around the world, he's the sort of fighter you can see as being not even necessarily a chief support, but a very prominent fighter with, like you said, with the Irish fans and whatnot.
Yeah, and there's no shame in that either. I mean, he's good for TV. He's entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, even though he lost comprehensively, it was quite a fun fight to watch.
You'd rather
As a
watch
neutral
that
point of
than
view.
someone that it's just a stalemate sort of fight with 2 top quality fighters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I say 2 top quality fights. You'd rather see a bit more of a bit of that sort of action.
Mm-hmm.
We've said it before. It's kind of sadistic, but you want to see people get put down when you're watching the fights.
It adds to the whole story of the fight, though, doesn't it? You get a cut here, a cut there. He's dropped once. It makes you want to watch it. So yeah, I agree. At a certain level, it'd be an entertaining fight every time.
So he's a pretty tough man, is what we're saying.
Oh yeah.
Out of 10, how tough is he?
Well, you don't know, because you don't know how. I can't rate this. I can't even say his name. Kakas. Go with that. I'm going to go with that.
And Kakas.
And Kakas?
Yeah, let's stick with
I
that.
told you, Dave. Just say things with confidence.
Yeah.
And
Barry
nobody will.
Barry and Kaka.
I haven't seen enough of him to know if he's a massive hitter or, you know, to say that, you know, he's taking these massive punches. I just can't say if he's great or, but they obviously hurt, and he got up every time, and it was the ref that, in my opinion, done what he should have done and stopped the fight, because he was never going to get in that geezer's. He was never going to hurt him, was he? Let's be honest.
And I think he knew that from the very first minute.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt this guy, and he's going to hurt me a lot.
Well,
but it's that home fan mentality. Like, you know, the whole Rocky thing. So I don't want to stay down.
That's it. I want to.
It's just like Kel Brook really at Bramall Lane, wasn't it? Just sort of fighting to the death, wasn't it?
What happened, Dave?
Fuck.
In front of his own fans.
Oh, mate.
Anyway, what was the next question?
Alright, so the next question, I think, Dave, you got sent this one, didn't you?
I did. I literally was texting him tonight. This is from a friend of the show, Berkey. Why is it okay for Eddie to do all the embarrassing, cringy shit he has done to get fights when his guy isn't the A-side, but when the Ducos did it back to him, last night, they are the embarrassing ones?
Because that's what Eddie tells us. That's
and
what
we
Sky
believe
tells us.
Eddie, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, all the people that believe that get all their boxing news from the Sky Sports app, so they'll only see what Eddie wants you to see.
So the thing with Eddie is he's got that presence on TV, and you know, he's got that wheeler dealer mentality that I watch him and I don't know what he's saying sometimes. You know, when you're just completely mind-numbingly not watching anything and it's just going in one ear and out the other. And yesterday I watched about 2 minutes of the Parker press conference and I turned over because I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is... I don't know, it literally felt like someone was talking in a school assembly hall. Yeah. And it just felt awkward.
We'll move on to we have to talk about that in
a
fair bit of detail shortly.
But
I mean, the question, I suppose, because I think Eric mentioned about the...
He mentioned running around New York and asking people about Wilder, who he is.
Yeah.
The quick check for Frampton.
I mean, Eddie Hearn has often sat there on IFL or other interviews showing you emails. Yeah. Showing Coogan emails saying, "Oh, look at this, Coogan. Look, this proves what I'm saying." Making verbal offers to fighters to the point where Frank Warren started doing it back. Do you know what I mean? It's like Eddie Hearn's done just as many cringe things. Yeah. More, in fact, loads more. But it's just the quality of this cringe was so low.
That's it.
So we got there's levels to levels to this shit.
I mean, at least they put in an effort and tried to do something formal. Eddie Hearn does a lot of it in the back of a sort of black people carrier on the way back from Birmingham or whatever.
It was more personal.
I wondered where that sentence was going there. It was sounding a bit Asian-like. The superior camp.
Eddie Hearn will do it wherever. He'll just have a chat and chat shit.
Like it's like
it's normal. It's just because he's been doing it for a few years that we want to.
They staged it.
Let's be honest. Like 10 years ago, if a boxing promoter did that, we'd all be saying, "Oh God, this is a bit informal. This is a bit sort of like off the cuff." So yeah, Duco obviously there.
Okay. So do you think that it is because it's so informal that he can get away with it that much?
No, I think it's just because that's what we're used to now. Because let's be honest, he's the promoter that we get the most access to in terms of like chatting to like a mate. But he can't be. I don't mind it, but he can't be calling people out on what they do.
He can't be caning people, especially.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. We said it before. The Matchroom Brigade. Did you see the video that someone sent to Eddie Hearn? They were in Thailand, and they got the barmaid to say, "Do you know who Anthony Joshua is?" And she was like, "Yeah." "Do you know who Deontay Wilder is?" "No." And then they tweeted Eddie Hearn and was like, "Look at this," and it's like, oh, wow. You know, we see other people tweet those sort of things, and they get the responses they get are usually some sort of very bad illness. is what they're called. And I feel a bit, I can't say that, it's kind of harsh to say that if someone is that, but you know what I'm saying when I say that. But
I'm not being funny, but if you're a boxing fan, like that whole thing with Eddie Hearn asking people like, do you know who Deontay Wilder is? Why didn't he ask him who Anthony Joshua was? Because if someone knows who Deontay Wilder is, they'll know who Anthony Joshua is because they're on like a collision course. It's like, it's the same both ways. If you don't know who Deontay Wilder is, you won't know who Anthony Joshua is.
Well, we said it before. I think it's the American public. Like, boxing's not one of the big four sports or whatever it is.
There's more people there as well. Like he asked three people out of like probably like 30 that walk past him in a city where there's millions walking around.
Yeah.
And he's judged on that.
But we said it before with I think it was the Brook Golovkin fight, and they both stood in like Times Square.
Yeah.
People just walking past them and didn't even look at them, and it's like this is arguably the best pound fighter in the world, and Kell Brook.
And I was about to say Golovkin.
Boxing,
I just get that on
boxing is still like a relatively niche sport generally worldwide. Well, it is a niche sport worldwide.
As I said, in the States, obviously it is four, isn't it? It's like American football, baseball, basketball,
hockey,
and hockey. They're like their things. Boxing is in terms of money generated, it's massive, but only because of the volume of people in the country, I would have thought.
Yeah, and what do they say about American boxers is they're all failed.
Yeah, they failed
basketball players or other sports. So it's like, if you're not good enough, you're just like a reject sport for them. Fair enough, but that completely went sideways off Berko's question there.
It's fine.
It's what we do.
It's fine. It's what we do.
There's your answer, Bert. Anyway.
So next question. This has come from DJ Boxing Blog, and the question is: does Anthony Joshua need Deontay Wilder to legitimise his CV? And let's really break it down. How good is Joshua's record thus far? I mean, he's sitting there stacked with the belts.
It's better than Wilder's.
Even at half the fights, it's better than Wilder's.
Yeah, but only because he's had the name from the last 10 years.
It's the Klitschko fight that sets them apart, really, at the minute, isn't it?
I don't know. I still think without Klitschko, it's probably still fought.
Probably, yeah. No, it probably is
names.
Better.
Yeah,
because I suppose if you looked at the first 18 fights for Wilder, compared them to the first 18 of Joshua, then yeah, you're going to be like, fair enough.
But that's the point, though, isn't it? It goes back to what you were just saying about Eddie Hearn asking people who Wilder was. Wilder, after 20 fights, wasn't making out like he was a world beater. He was allowed to sort of pad out his record or whatever, but it's like we've had this conversation about Mike Tyson in the past.
Yeah.
It's like no one was saying Wilder was the best in the world after 20 fights, so you can't really judge him on his first 20 fights and compare him to Joshua's, because people are saying Joshua is the best now based on who he's fought. I don't know. I think Joshua's got a better record, but I'm not sure beating Wilder would legitimise him anyway, because even if he beats him, everyone's just going to say Wilder was shit.
So then the flip side of that, does it legitimise Wilder? I think with Wilder personally now, I think it's gone too far for it to be like I don't want to say redeeming feature, because he's going to have all the belts. If he wins, he'll be a unified champion, but he would have still had 39 fights, and it'll be his 40th fight, assuming it was next. Be undefeated, but he's fought nobody, no one of note.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Wilder beating Joshua does a lot more for Wilder than the other way around, because people have got this perception, this psychological thing that Joshua's like the best thing ever,
and that Wilder is just a padded out record.
He either is or he isn't. We don't know, do we? It's sort of like if Joshua beats him, that's what everyone's going to say, because half, probably more than half of people say that anyway. Whereas Joshua, I don't think, probably 80% of people think Joshua's the best thing since sliced bread. So if Wilder beats him, then all of a sudden he becomes the best thing since Anthony Joshua.
Since Anthony Joshua, I love that.
It's true, isn't it? But I think it's like Tom Little was saying last week. It's all about Tyson Fury in the next 2-3 years.
I genuinely agree, and I don't normally sort of like you need to be active. But if he gets his license back, David's
seen that video of him dodging the foam stick. and he's sold now.
I loved it.
He's Team
I did
Fury.
Love it. I did love it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. But even then,
He's giving you hope, isn't he, Dave?
he's just a character, though, isn't he? He's brilliant.
He's amazing.
Yeah. So I think
As a character.
if in the
But
next,
we do need
if we
him
can
back.
have that few fights sorted out, I'll be buzzing.
Okay, so say Fury comes back and Joshua beats him. Everyone's just going to have them nagging doubts in their head as well that it was only because Fury had laid off, which is
Yeah,
Probably.
they'll have that.
Would probably be true.
it probably would be true. So we'll never know. And if you're a Fury fan, you're always going to use that as an excuse if he loses.
I can't see Fury.
Are we keeping you up, Dave?
Can't-
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate. Long day. I can't see Fury come in straight away fighting one of them two, though.
No.
No,
He'll have
he
one or
knows.
two.
The only thing is, I'm a massive Fury fan, but I don't like it when Fury fans say AJ's only got a belt.
Because of him. Because he left.
AJ's only got the belt because Fury had to vacate. He didn't like it wasn't because Fury retired or vacated all the belts. That IBF was the one that Joshua got,
Yeah.
and he would have got that whether Fury was fighting on or not. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think Fury or Fury fans can begrudge AJ for winning the IBF.
And that,
The other ones you can agree with, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know exactly. He would have lost that regardless.
Yeah. So if Fury never had a break, Joshua would be the IBF champion and he'd be a world champion at the same time as Fury. So
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Daniel
Interesting.
Dubois just got to come and clean everyone out.
But he needs he's good 2-3 years away, don't
Yeah.
he?
That's what I mean. I think for the next 2 years, hopefully it just gets sorted out. We were saying this about a year ago. That there's only
dream
5.
matchup.
Yeah, and none of them have happened yet.
And yeah, it's still waiting for one of them to.
I'm just
Well,
realised
in fact, one's
we
been
can say
dropped
that
out.
again now because when we said that first time, probably only about 3 people listened to us.
Yeah.
True.
So we've never actually said
Tell
that.
him to go
because
back to
It's not
episode
there.
5.
It's not there, man. It's not there.
It's very rare, that podcast. It's hard to get hold of.
Don't
Very,
go
very
back
limited
to
edition.
episode 5.
There's some grainy, like, reel-to-reel tapes of it somewhere. Alright, so we covered our questions. They were the best ones that we had in this week. So we have to go into it in more detail. This Duco press conference. Like, I didn't watch it live last night, but I wish I had.
I didn't watch all of it. I watched the first 2 minutes and was done.
I see. I get that completely. Now I sat there this morning, sat on the tube, and I put it on, and it was like, it was difficult to watch. You know, you watch it, and I was like 3 minutes in, and I was like, if this was anything else, I would just switch this off because this is nonsense. And I was like, I really want to see this video where they said they're gonna, show him repeatedly getting dropped, and what we actually saw was a lot of clips from other interviews. Did you knock him out? Yeah, I hit him. And then you saw him get buzzed once when he got stopped in the amateurs.
Yeah.
And then the Tyson Fury tweet at the end. And I like the glass breaks. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
But it was the most amateur thing I've ever seen. I said it this morning. We genuinely, ourselves, could have done a better production for that.
Do you think they just done it on the way there? I'll tell you what.
I think it was on a whim. And like, he was there in his shorts.
Mate, when I saw it, I generally just rolled back to watching wrestling. I just expected Parker to start trash talking someone and then someone to come out of nowhere and hit him with a chair.
It was like one of them old sort of like WWF promos, wasn't it? Where they were just sort of standing there.
Belts
being
on the
interviewed and-
side.
Paul Bearer
standing next to the two guys talking, and all of a sudden, I don't know, the Undertaker comes out of nowhere and just chokeslams him through a table. Brilliant.
But there was no table there.
That would have been, well.
That was the thing that got me the most.
Whatever.
Like, you can't. You're heavyweight world champion standing next to you like a mug for
Did
half
you
an
know
hour.
it's like the standing there. It's like like when someone goes missing and they have a press conference on the news to just they have to quickly get something out
on a podium. Like.
Yeah, just to get it out to the people. It was like that. But we are all talking about it today.
Listen,
but we're not talking about the fight.
Yeah, not for the actual reason they've done it.
I said this morning, I genuinely feel like now, if I was Eddie, I'd go back and I'd go, I reckon you're only worth 15% now because you've got no clue how to do this.
Yeah, he's going to have to do all the work.
And I'll tell you what.
You know that.
And in fact, someone said it to me today. It was North Bank Brennan I was speaking to him, and he said that Eddie should go to Team Parker and be like, you want this percentage, you want all these little stipulations, go and do the show. You show me where you can get this money from, you put on the venue, you stump the money up for the purses and what's going to come in, and then when they realise that they can't do anything, it's like, well then shut up and sign this, please.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest,
what I'm giving you.
they can string it out all they want, but they're going to have to bend over to Matchroom at some point. As sad as it is, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. We were saying who's got the most power, Wilder or AJ's team. Parker's not even in the equation for me.
No.
And Wilder's got a solid team who know what they're doing behind him.
Yeah.
They've been in the game a long
Right,
time.
but how much money's in the fight then? Because how much did Martin get?
Was it $6 million?
Fair enough, like Joshua wasn't a champion then, but I think Parker deserves more than what Martin does.
He has got a belt.
Unbeaten.
But at the same time, like their discussion on it was, what was it they said that? So they've got one belt, Joshua's got two. So the 35% mark's about right. Bollocks. Simply because AJ is bringing 95% of the fans, 99% of the money, and they're like, we want 50% or 40% of all of the revenue. These are all these hidden streams, and it's like, yeah, but you're not touching any of them. If you fight anywhere else, you're not getting those streams from anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
true.
But we can't just be looking at it like that, because otherwise you'd have to agree with me about the whole Canelo Triple G thing then.
Fuck Canelo, man.
It's the same argument, do you know what I mean?
But I don't agree with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying, but you haven't got Parker's not in the same league as.
No, he's not. It can't just come down. That's what I mean. It can't just come down to the money, because if it did, then.
But people are going to be a hell of a lot more interested in that sort of fight than they are with Parker and Joshua. So I agree in a certain way, but no, not when there's two quality fighters. Don't get me wrong, if it was like a 50-50 fight, and well, it's not, but
Is it not?
nah.
But it's been dropped repeatedly.
I didn't watch it, so I haven't seen it, so I don't believe you. AJ fan.
But then I also did see another tweet today that was really interesting, and I can't remember who it was from, but it said, as a boxing fan, you shouldn't give a shit what they're paying Parker. You really shouldn't. You should want to see the fight. So there's no reason for you to be saying, oh, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that. As fans, we should want to see the fight and not even really concern ourselves with the split and just be like, just give them the money,
It's
give
funny
them the money.
watching fans on Twitter say, yeah, Parker deserves 28%. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it is happening. Like, people
taking
saying
into account
35%.
the net overheads.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like,
what?
alright, chill out, mate.
You're right. But I don't even care if I see the fight or not. That's the thing. I just don't care.
I think you're right. I think people are over-egging how interesting that fight is. I'm not interested in Parker versus AJ. I said it before. I think Parker's going to hang out there for long enough, and then the belt will just go to the highest bidder. Whoever can stump up the money, I feel will beat him. So, her and AJ could put out a video right now of Takam buzzing him and be like, "Yeah, this is him getting dropped." Or we could record our own video. Oh, I heard that you hurt him in sparring. You put him down. And
I put him down.
Dave could just say, "Yeah, I did."
I mean,
Sean could say the same. Yeah, I did.
Fact.
we spoke last
BTR
week.
fact.
Yeah, we spoke last week about we thought Parker might wait to see what happens in the Haye Bellew fight, and now all of a sudden that's fallen through, and all of a sudden he goes into overdrive to try and make sure he gets the AJ fight.
Yeah.
Because he can't wait for Haye anymore, probably.
Mm.
So he needs to make sure that he gets AJ rather than, because he wants to fight AJ for the money rather than Wilder for less money.
Of course.
So I don't care about that fight. But it's annoying because Eddie Hearn's mugging Parker off now. Yeah, 18 months ago he was telling us all that he was so dangerous. Sky Sports were bigging him up, saying how great he was going to be.
It was when they showed the Takam fight, middle of a Saturday afternoon or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And there was story after story on the Sky Sports app about him winning these fights and little promos and who is Joseph Parker, and you're like, oh, maybe he's alright. But I think it's since that point we've kind of realised that we were all just being sucked
out again
along all the time.
I think Eddie needs a reminder every now and again that he sold us Haye against Harrison as his first pay-per-view.
I know, but do you know, I do love the story of that. He's just at a poker game with Woodley Harrison and just says, I'll get you a world title fight, and he's got no idea how to do it.
Yeah,
it's just like, shit, what have I said now? We've all done those sort of things at work, and someone says, yeah, I'll do it, and you walk away and you think, oh shit, I have no idea how to do this, but I've got to get it done now because I've said I will.
Google.
Yeah, how do I put on a world title fight? Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll close off on this topic about the press conference, but taking all things into account, Good idea or bad idea?
Good idea, because it created a buzz. It's just the execution of it was a massive letdown, because when they did the press release saying we're going to have this video of AJ getting dropped, it's like, oh bloody hell, this looks amazing. And if the production was a little bit better, or if the wording was slightly different in the press release, they could have done something that was actually generate a lot of interest.
Yeah.
And now there's no interest in the press conference at all. It's just how it looked,
And how bad
with
it
like
was.
this missing appeal. Like
Yeah.
that's how it came across, or like you said, a school assembly with. Just
It
the
was-
overhead projector.
it
You know,
was
the
the
way a
bit-
teacher
that was
wrote
it.
in a felt tip on the.
And you were all, like, for assembly,
Yeah.
when you were like singing Jesus
The
jams,
laminate.
all that sort of
the
stuff.
Jesus
put it on,
jams.
yeah, to put it on
You know how
backwards.
listen, we all went to school in the 90s. That's what it was. Lord of the Harvest, Lord of the Field, and
It was a lot like that.
I was a mimer.
it was when
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm not singing that shit. Hey,
yeah, I'm not saying anything.
truth.
It was when he said, right, we're just going to go over to the video now, and then everyone kind of stood there and didn't know what to do. The
And
cameraman
they
was
wheeled
like,
in the
what do I do? And then they started moving the podium, moving the microphones, and you were just like, this is
it reminded me when my first year at uni, when we did a presentation. We had to do this presentation in front of everyone, and everyone was trying to mess around at that time with like video cameras, like digital video cameras had just come out. So we were trying to put a video in a PowerPoint slideshow, and you had them red curtains that kind of open up in PowerPoint. And in hindsight, it looks awful, but at the time we thought, this is brilliant. This is like really
this
cutting
is like
edge.
Spielberg shit.
Yeah, and it'd be some grainy video, and that's how it was.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think it was a good idea, and like you said, we've seen similar sort of rubbish from Matchroom. It's just they put a nice bow on it.
Yeah,
It's the same shit, but it's got a nice ribbon on it to make it look nice.
I'd rather watch that than one of the sort of promos just before Joshua does his ring walk, where he's sort of
With
like
the countdown.
punching a bit of rock or something like that. Like smashing a bit of wood over his head.
Some 80s music.
Yeah.
No. Under Armour.
Boulder. Smash. Hair shot.
So I think they're more cringy, to be fair.
What about you, Dave? Good idea, bad idea?
Bad idea. just because I turned off without it watching the actual thing.
And I don't think you're alone on that. I think a lot of people would have gone, this is bollocks.
This is what the fuck am I watching? No, I didn't, and I still haven't watched it because I don't want to go through that. I just heard from whoever sat through that and thought, thank fuck I didn't watch that. So
Does it generate interest in New Zealand? Like, I don't know what the feedback is over there.
do we care?
Well, they're going to be some of the people watching it.
No, he's right.
No, but
But then,
I don't know. I don't personally think. I think more people will be talking about what we've just been talking about.
I think you're right, unfortunately.
Well, that's a great fight.
And as I said to you before, like, we won't go on for too long, but I think people need to remember that Parker's last fight was on YouTube.
yeah.
This is the level he's at right now. The major networks are not taking his fights up. There was probably more people on that stream that I took a screenshot of, we weren't watching, to show that there was like
Periscope.
it was like 12,000 people or whatever it was that were watching it. There's probably more people that watched that illegal stream than bought the fight.
Yeah.
And that's what Hennessy's now. He's like, shit, I'm not going to do that again. Although he's
Yeah.
doing the Pink Tyson fight, as I
Yeah.
said to Sean. It's like £1.49.
We said before, I think that's the future.
Listen,
Those sort of prices for a fight,
I'll be happy with that.
you could buy it, if you can buy it per fight, and you'd have to buy the whole card. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be quite smart.
Oh god, we're going to be like computer games. It's going to be like DLC, and you're going to have to be buying like little add-on packages. You can see the Joshua fight,
Oh, yeah,
but
full fight.
$1.99,
20 quid.
$1.99 to see Kell Brook on the undercard.
Yeah.
Yeah, undercard, Dave.
Shut up.
We'll talk about Kell Brook in a little bit, actually. But we love that.
Just getting excited.
Yes,
He's really excited.
He's on the comeback trail. He's on the comeback trail.
Shaking with happiness.
All right, so we'll move on to another contentious topic this week, and it's the Haye Bellew card. See, Haye has sustained an injury now. We don't know if it's off or delayed. StubHub are saying it's postponed. I said to you guys this week, I've got a theory on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all Matchroom kind of ties in. I really wanted I was running late today. I really wanted to wear a genuine tinfoil hat before I said this and like take a little picture and stuff. Would have been ridiculous. But I just feel all of this matchroom stuff is just far too convenient in the last 10 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
So hear me on this. I think Anthony Joshua probably did send these messages.
Mm-hmm.
I think David Haye probably was injured 10 days ago when we first heard it. And I think that the Matchroom's answer to getting out of all of these problems was, hey, don't say anything about your injury yet. You genuinely just hold off on this. And they've let the Joshua thing, they just ignored it as long as they could until the point where they genuinely couldn't ignore it anymore. It's been proven it came from his account.
Yeah.
It's like, right, now is the time to say, right, you've got your injury. And they've said that he had a different injury. He hurt his bicep, but he's had his surgery already. He'll be back training in 2 weeks or whatever it is. And I'd even go as far as to say, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised, and this just kind of hurts me to say this, if Haye's not even injured at all. And hear me out on this. Bellew's obviously had a very bad tragedy in his family life in the little while just gone. If we're to believe that Haye is genuinely only in this for the money right now, I don't think it would be too far beyond the stretch of someone's imagination to say, look, we can make a deal where you're going to take the flight for this.
Mm-hmm.
We can push this fight off. You can still do the fight. You can just don't say it's the injury that came out 2 weeks ago. We can use this to take the heat off the AJ fight. You can have this fight. If you win this, you can have the AJ fight afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this all ties in very, very nicely. And like I said, it's a real tin hat sort of thing. But I just think all of this is too convenient that when it started getting a bit too much for the Joshua camp. And remember, Joshua's been away, Eddie's been away, so they haven't even had any cohesion to kind of sort this stuff out from what you've seen, from what Eddie said in his interviews. And I just think it all fits together too nicely.
Proper conspiracy, isn't it?
But listen, we said it before, boxing at times can be a very corrupt sport. And this is not necessarily even corruption. This is a case of this is PR. This is just work.
It's interesting.
Matchroom are going to lose nothing by moving this to another date, because any tickets that, if it's postponed, people ain't going to get their money back anyway.
Yeah, they keep that.
And if anybody can't go to it, they just sell a ticket again and they'll get the same money. People are going to want to go to that fight regardless.
Yeah.
This way, Bellew gets his time to rest, mourn and do his family stuff. Haye gets his Christmas off, gets to get a nice bit of turkey, big belly. AJ gets off because no one's really talking about his superior black race comment anymore. And everybody can just chill out over Christmas, come back in the new year. No one's even talking about this anymore.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
All it is back on for Bellew Haye.
That's it. And that fight will happen. And I think everything's just been pushed back 5 months. So I said it could be that he genuinely is injured, but I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if there was no injury whatsoever, and it was just a case of, you know that people are going to slag you off, but you're going to get that stick anyway.
He's a nice.
And the fact that no one's even, you're not sitting there going, that's ridiculous. It's
no, because straight away it just starts making you think like, okay, maybe.
What annoys me about it all is that if the fight does happen, it's going to be the Great Night Boxing on Sky, because it's going to be May the 5th. You're going to get Sky, going to get Canelo Golovkin rematch. It's going to be really good. It's probably going to charge you about 50 quid to watch them two fights.
And you're going to pay.
David Haye's probably getting a tenner out of every single one to keep his mouth shut.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all fits together absolutely, like perfectly. If you just push everything back a few months, say like, bang, we're going to do it. Cinco de Mayo, like you said, we'll put it on. Triple G, Canelo.
Yeah, I was going to say Golovkin.
What a night of boxing. And listen, 6 months time, 5 months time, we'll be looking at it going, fucking hell, this is like one of the greatest nights of boxing ever. And no one will even remember the December card that was nearly there.
That should have happened. But then, what about the undercards for the December show?
So it's a strange one. So I spoke to Tom Little this week, and they've had no update on what's going on. I sent a message to Willie Hutchinson, but he didn't get back to me, which is could just be he doesn't like us. But I took that to be that they're not saying anything, that they've got nothing to say. But he's also flown out today to somewhere in Spain to continue camp. So who knows? I mean, there could still be a card. I said on our Twitter, I think Dave should be having a look at their schedule right now and be like, bang, when can we get some of these fights on? Because we can move the last Vicar of Dibley or whatever it is, and
of course,
get a night of boxing just before Christmas.
Sunday night. And if it's on its own, you're going to get more viewers.
And let's be honest, for their level of channel, Joe Joyce, Hutchinson, MVP, that's a good night again.
Yeah.
And on a Sunday night, what are they going against?
Looking back now, it was strange it was on a Sunday night anyway.
I couldn't believe
See,
it.
look, you're all buying into this now.
Yeah, but that was arranged pre all of this crap coming out.
Yeah, but it's only because the OT was fully booked in the times that they wanted.
Mm.
Do you reckon they got there and they were like, oh shit, this doesn't really work?
No, to stay out. On
Logistically, this is a really bad idea.
Hmm.
But I mean, the tickets were sold out apparently. StubHub still had plenty for sale.
Shock.
We'll move on to them shortly.
Yeah.
But see, look, you're all pondering now.
I can't remember what. This wasn't even a question, was it? What are we talking about?
No, we could do a whole podcast on my conspiracy theories now.
Oh my god.
What are we talking about? What is the?
Fuck knows.
Are we talking
Talking
about
about
that fight?
Right, so Haye Bellew is off.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's my opinion is it's off. I don't think if he is genuinely injured, discounting everything I just said, if he's genuinely injured, this fight's not going to happen. Simply because Bellew's not going to put himself through another camp later in the year on a 50-50 that it's actually going to happen.
Yeah. I suppose your theory works because Hayes got form for it, like pulling out of Fury twice, Klitschko, Char.
Yeah.
Bellew.
So that's 5. And another discussion I was having. So fighters, they do. I mean, and this is trying to not be fanboy about this. I mean, 5 fights is a lot of fights to pull out of in any amount of time. But fighters do pull out of a lot of fights. I think it's just because his have been very high profile. So I mean, he was getting a lot of stick once he pulled out of the 2 Fury ones. But then Fury himself pulled out of 2 with Klitschko, and he doesn't get the same the same level of attitude from fans. It's just we said it before, like some people have the tough guy mentality in the ring. Hayes got the whole made of friggin' glass outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So people really have a go at him for pulling out of fights, but fighters get injured all the time, and fighters, we only have to look at the small hall ones and see how infrequently those fighters end up fighting the people they're supposed to fight.
Yeah.
But again, slightly off topic. But the big drama with this has been all about the StubHub situation and the refusal to refund anybody's tickets on the basis that it's been postponed, not cancelled, but yet they haven't given a new date. So, and then to add insult to injury, they've told people that if you need your money back, you can sell your tickets on StubHub.
Oh wow!
Which they then take a percentage of themselves.
As well, yeah.
See, I had tickets for the Fury Klitschko rematch, and they were through, I'm pretty sure it was Eventim, and they were more or less the same. They were kind of like, I'm pretty certain you had to wait for it to be confirmed that it was cancelled rather than postponed.
I remember it went on for weeks, didn't it? It was like 6 weeks before you got it back.
But there was, once it was cancelled, there was kind of like no questions asked, which it sounds like it's the same as StubHub. Don't know.
It's one of those ones.
So I think it's the same.
I said it on our Twitter. I just feel like now, if you buy your tickets via StubHub, you are rolling the dice, because boxing is a sport where people can get injured. They can pull out fights, get moved.
Yeah,
it's tragedies, but it happens, and we should expect it as fight fans. This is what they do. They go to work every day and get hurt. So injuries happen.
The problem is that what StubHub need to realise is, yes, I might be going to the Haye Bellew show. I might be going to see Haye. I might be going to see Bellew. I might be going to see Joe Joyce. But I might only be going because I can make it on that Sunday.
Yeah, and it's something to do.
Yeah, something to do on that Sunday. I can't do Saturdays. I can only do Sundays. So I thought, brilliant, I can go to that show. And now when it's rearranged, it's going to be on a Saturday. It's going to be next year. I might not be able to go to that one. So I think they've got to factor in that you're buying that date as well. It's not just the fight. So
worth noting as well, I think.
I don't get it. Sorry to interrupt you, but I don't get it as well when they're bragging about the demand and how quick they sell out. Why they won't just sell it if they're not confident of reselling it straight away anyway?
It shouldn't be an issue, should it?
Yeah.
It should just be alright. Have your money back. When it comes back up, bang, we'll do it again.
Yeah. Because the demand's so high. Yeah. You're right. Just because it's a con.
It is, because they probably got loads for sale still.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. If it was genuinely sold out, I'm sure they'd be glad to get another one to sell for a higher price.
Well, that's it, because they know that the demand's there, and it's like a second roll of the dice. It's like, so we put them up for 200, and we'll go for 250 next time.
Yeah.
But I think they fully know that if this genuinely isn't all, if it's not all well, next time people aren't going to buy those tickets because they're going to have the same idea that, do you know what, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Haye's going to get hurt. Haye's not going to make it to the ring.
Can he do a full camp?
Well, the problem is they've said it's postponed, so it's postponed, and the problem is they've said postponed till April or May. So we're not going to find out till
they know more than
April.
Yeah, and they don't need to say it, because now that that's their statement, they don't need to say anything.
The problem is that they're holding people's money. It might be that they have to refund everyone. It might be May when they refund everyone because the fight doesn't happen.
And that is
bollocks.
It's awful. Like you said, you tie up your money and you're like, it's like who is it? One of your friends has got his Christmas night out. There's like 10 of them going.
Oh yeah.
Their work Christmas party.
Yeah.
They've all spent their money on these tickets.
Yeah.
Now the fight's cancelled. It's like, fuck, well, we've got nowhere to go on that night.
Yeah. They changed. They changed their Christmas night out, their boys' night out, to the Sunday because of Adam.
That's it. And now their money is. Alright, there's not any names here.
Name dropping.
But now their money for their Christmas thing is tied up.
Yeah.
And they won't get that money back until gone next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it's a very harsh situation.
Yeah. There's one boy paid for it all. So he can be fuming.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy. Like I said, if I had like 300-400 quid tied up in a ticket for an event that I didn't even know was going to happen now, I'll be quite upset.
Yeah, madness.
But at the same time, again, turning the other thing I just said on its head, if you've got 300-400 quid tied up in an event, you probably would rather have your money back on. If the demand is as strong as we're led to believe, you should be able to go and make money on your ticket now.
But then it's got the same added thing of what you just said about people not wanting to buy it because.
And I think that's the problem. They know that if they go back on sale, people are probably not going to want to pick them up now.
Yeah, and they'll probably lose money on it if they was trying to resell them for, even if they were trying to get face value, which they probably. Well, no, they probably would get, but.
I mean, how much money does StubHub give Matchroom and Sky Sports, for God's sake? It must be so much for them to not just fuck them off, because they get so much stick for it. Matchroom.
It must be astronomical.
It must be to justify the amount of stick they get.
Because it's like, that's the only thing he really gets asked.
And
like, even in the last weeks with their offices being raided and stuff, there's just all these questions, they still just come at her, just bats them off. It's a legitimate deal.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That's where he sort of loses touch with the fans a little bit, I think. And I know we've started recording this just literally minutes after Eddie Hearn's interview came out of Coogan Tonight, but we scanned through it, and it looks like on the whole AJ subject, StubHub just bats it away.
Just ignore it.
It doesn't really affect him.
It will just go away. And I'm telling you, that theory. If I'm dead next week, if you turn up here next Wednesday, like I'm dead. It's because I've hit the nail on the head after hitting all the way around it.
And smashed the ball down. That's decent though. Imagine that. It would be pretty cool if it was actually true.
Would it?
Kind of disappointing.
I'd be terrified if I'd got that right, because that means that boxing is a very
I'd be
very shifty
disappointed
place.
if it was, but it'd be a massive eye opener. But there you go. Hey ho, hey ho ho.
Okay, right. I had the pleasure of speaking to Bradley Skeete this week. We caught up with him. We haven't spoken to him for a while. Yeah, for a few months.
Yeah.
Got to ask him a few questions about, obviously, he's still got the British title. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with his career? Some stuff about the Jeff Horn stuff. So we'll just throw over to that interview, and then we'll come back in a few minutes.
Sweet.
Hello, Bradley.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. So, how are you keeping, mate?
Yeah, all good. Bit frustrated, but all good.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's. I was just trying to think when it was that we last caught up with you, and it was before the singles in fight. So it's been a while since we caught up. But I mean, when were you last out? It was Dale Evans, wasn't it? It was like 3-4 months ago. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so when can you next kind of expect to be out then, buddy?
Well, to be honest, I thought I would have got out in December, but I'm not on that show. So the last time I spoke to Frank and Andy Ailey, my manager, they're talking like February time now.
That's obviously quite a long. I can't remember a time when I've seen you out of the ring for that long, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just frustrating me because I'm active and I'm always in the gym ticking over. I've been obviously training. I've been sparring a lot, it's just that I'm one of them people who want a build on my momentum. I picked up the British title and won that outright, and I've been like I said, I have good momentum. Then it seemed like to stop now to wait from July till now February time to fight. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, so you picked up the British title, you won that outright, which was fantastic. There's obviously always fighters below yourself kind of aiming for that as well, like the likes of John O'Donnell, Tamuka Mucha, who were slated to fight themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of your aspirations with the British title, is that something you're still looking to keep hold of?
No, not really. I've won it out right now, and to be honest, domestic level, I'm past that. I've been a long time past domestic level, but it was just something that I wanted to do, and for myself, to achieve that for myself, and to win the British title outright meant a lot to me. So I'm well beyond domestic level. I'm obviously still the holder of the belt, but and I've won it outright now. I don't need to defend it. I feel the people's coming up. I'm well past domestic level. So I don't see the point of just vacating it just for the sake of it. To be honest, I'm still the British champion, and I still get recognised as the British champion. I'm not just going to vacate it. I've got nothing to move forward to yet. So when I've got something I can move forward to, then I'll vacate the belt and move on. But I would like to get a fight with the French guy who beat Sam Egerton for the European title, but that don't seem to be happening. Obviously, at world level, I missed out on getting a Jeff Horn fight. They could say what they want, but they just didn't fancy the fight. They swerved the fight. They went from we agreed all the terms and was waiting on a contract to then he went and picked Gary Corcoran to fight. So he just swerved the fight with me. They could say I had a boring style and I was negative, but they knew I was going to go out there and beat him up for 12 rounds and bring that belt home. So that was just the bottom line. They just didn't fancy the fight. It's just like in a frustrating place at the minute. But like I said, I just got to stay positive and something should come up.
Yeah, I mean, you literally you went through my next question. It was going to be along the lines of what kind of went wrong in that fight. But from what the sounds of it is, you've literally done everything you could do to get to that point of having that fight, and then they literally just pulled the plug on it then.
Definitely, yes, that's that. Listen, I agreed to everything. Everything was agreed. All terms and everything was agreed, and we was just literally waiting on the contract to be sent through to sign it, and then could announce the fight. And then they obviously ran away and done their research, because when the rumours started coming out, and then the press in Australia got wind of it, and they started putting out press releases and everything, and even all the press in Australia was like saying how much of a difficult fight was. The odds come out in the bookies, and I was favourite. And then they obviously went away and done their research and realised that I was going to beat him. They know deep down. They can say what they want. They can say I was boring, I'm negative. They can say what they want, but they know deep down I would have beat Jeff Horn. So that's his own people. So it's just frustrating, but it's one of them things.
So, I mean, in terms of kind of moving forward on that, what in terms of that belt, what would be the ideal for you then? Would it be for Gary to win that belt and bring it home and maybe set up a sort of fight with a stablemate, or
I don't think I'll get to be honest. That belt's going to be held up now for a good year or so. If Gary wins, I'm sure they've got ties in them. Bob Arum's got ties in them to fight, if not a rematch clause, or Terence Crawford's moved up, so he's now mandatory, so the winner has to defend in 90 days. I know, I know because I agreed to these same terms. Bob Arum would have terms on the winner of that fight. Obviously, he's got Jeff Horn anyway, but I would have been tied into rematch clauses and obviously fighting who they picked me to fight. So it won't be that easy. If looking in, thinking, oh yeah, if Gary wins, he's with Frank One, I'm with Frank One in the same stable, it get made easy. No, that's not the case. If Gary wins, then I won't be getting a shot. I know that for a fact. So that like Terence Crawford is mandatory now anyway. So the winner has to defend within 90 days to Terence Crawford. So the WO route for me is that's I wouldn't say gone because I've still got my ranking, but I'd say that's pretty much tied up now for a good year or so, because I think obviously that fight's got to happen yet. Then Terence Crawford, he's got to fight. So then Terence Crawford, if he wins, then he'll be looking at like elite level fights and unifying. So I won't get a look in anytime soon. So I just got to be realistic and look at other options. And for me, the other world champions, Errol Spence, who's got the IBF, he's an elite level fight. He's gonna want elite level fights. And Keith Thurman, he's obviously got the WBC and the WBA. He's the same. He's elite level fighter. So I'm in a difficult division, and I'm not going to get nothing handed to me. And so I've got to start looking at what other routes I can go down. And the route for me, I spoke before in the past, and when Egerton had the European, I didn't feel that I needed to fight at that level because I beat Sam Egerton and I beat him well. So I was looking beyond the European level, but now he's been beat. I think a fight with the French guy Mamoune would be perfect for me, and then maybe mix at that level, and then until an opportunity come up at world level.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a frustrating situation, obviously, where you're kind of back to not so much square one, but having to work your way back into like mandatory positions with other governing bodies, by the sounds of it. Then. Yeah. Which itself obviously takes time and obviously a lot of good matchmaking to get to those positions. Yeah, definitely. And like I say, I'm in a division which is full of like world class and elite level fighters. So it's the position I'm in now is a good one. I'm ranked number 3 with the WBO, but like I say, that division's like wrapped up now for a good year or so, I'd say. So, I mean, in terms of, obviously, you kind of expressed a wish to want to fight at the European level now then. Discounting, obviously, the huge elite fighters out there, your Spencers, your Thurmans, etc. Are there any other kind of world fighters that you'd be interested in fighting? Yeah, definitely. There's the like I need meaningful fights now. I think for me to push on and crack on to get taken serious, I need meaningful fights. Frank's mentioned the Khan fight, which I'd happily take. And there's the likes of who's above me in the WO, Lucas Matisse. That's a fight I'd take. The likes of Danny Garcia, them sort of fighters. I know they're elite level fighters, but he's in a position. He's where does he go sort of thing. He needs to obviously want to fight for titles again, and I think that'd be good to get like maybe a final with an eliminator or an eliminator sort of fight. But I need them breakthrough fights now and getting them good names on my record and pushing myself now to mix at world level. So, I mean, in terms of 2018 then, obviously, if we're hoping to see you out January, February sort of time. Yeah. How many times ideally would you like to get back into the ring next year? I'm contracted to three fights, but I'd say if I could get active 3-4 times, that'd be perfect for me to be fighting. Yeah, but it's like I build momentum again now. It's I boxed in July. If I fight January, February, that's a long time out of the ring. So yeah, I'd need probably have a fight and then maybe another fight before I have a meaningful fight, because the momentum would be gone, sort of thing. As well as staying in the gym and sparring and keeping active in the gym, you can't beat ring time, and to be out the ring that long is a problem. Okay, so I mean, in terms of, there's obviously a fair amount of decent quality British welterweights. Obviously, you've got yourself down there. You've got your Kell Brooks, etc., who's you imagine on the combat sort of trail. These are, I'd imagine, without the promoters issues that we see throughout boxing left, right and centre in terms of Box Nation, Sky, etc. There's definitely fights to be made in like domestic sort of level there, isn't there? When I say domestic level, I mean British fighters, not at domestic level.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I think if Kel comes back, he'll be moving up to 154. I think his time at welterweight's done now. I'm not too sure if he's made the decision yet, or if he's announced anything. But from what I've heard, he'll be moving up to 154. So domestically, I see myself as the number one. Khan hasn't boxed at 147 for I don't know how long. If Kell Brook moves up, then I class myself as the number one. So domestically, I think I've cleared. I've won the British title outright, so I've cleared up domestically. There's not a fight domestically that I'm interested in, to be honest.
Which is fair. That's great to hear. And I like to speak to boxers and you hear that confidence where they feel that especially with yourself, you've said you were going to do it, you have done it, and you've gone clear of that now. So there's no need to keep doing it all the time.
That's it.
Well, it's been great to catch up. Like we need to speak to you more often. Like we always say this, we need to get back down to the gym and chat to you and some of the other guys there.
You're always welcome, man. You're always welcome. Just when you're free, man, just give us a shout and get down, man.
Oh, we definitely will, and I'll bring some of the boys from the pod down, and they can see how it's really done.
Wicked, nice one, bro.
All right, thanks very much for joining us today, Bradley, and we'll catch up soon.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Right, bye.
Yes, bye.
Okay, so we're back on the other side. I love talking to Bradley. I'll be honest. I said it when we first ever spoke to him that he is the nicest guy in boxing. Sean, you just come across with a development now.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I suppose this is like breaking news for us.
By the time you hear it.
Yeah. While we've been recording, Frankie Gavin's kind of called out Bradley Skeete. Obviously they fought in 2014 and Gavin won. But Frankie Gavin's just tweeted, so with Brook going up in weight, that's me number 2. Having already beaten Skeete, I wouldn't mind doing it again. And sure he would want the chance to avenge his sole defeat.
Okay, a couple of things on that. I don't think there's even any danger of Skeete accepting that, I don't think.
Not based on what he's just said there, no.
And I think he's a long way past Frankie Gavin now.
He is. And he's won it outright, so why is he going to fight a British guy who doesn't really give him anything?
It wasn't. I did like that when.
It's not going to boost his rankings.
Titles, is it? I don't even think it's a TV sort of one anymore. I just don't think people really care about it. Frankie Gavin's not relevant anymore. I don't mean to be rude.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, what it's been literally 3 years since they fought. I think it was the end of 2014.
And you look at where the careers have gone since.
Skeete lost that, and look where. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like Gavin won, Skeete lost, and now look where they both are.
Can I just say that was one of my favourite moments ever in boxing as well. Not the loss before the fight, and I remember when I first met and I went to interview Bradley, and he was telling me about it. And he went on the Matchroom show.
Yeah.
And he had the Box Nation logos on his shorts.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that when they were in the changing rooms, Frank was saying to him, look, keep them tucked away. Don't get them out till the very last minute before you've got to go out. So literally like 2-3 minutes before he's about to go in the ring, the shorts came on with the Box Nation logo, but it's too late at that point to change anything. You've already got the guys outside that are saying, right, 2 minutes and then we're going.
Love it.
And then he just walks out to the ring and he's got a massive Box Nation logo on a Sky Sports show, and you just think, fuck yeah.
Good lad.
That's the one, you know, you say small wins.
Yeah.
Small wins.
Yeah.
Unfortunately the fight didn't go as well as he would have wanted, but yeah, as he said, he's a long way past the domestic scene now.
Yeah.
As he said as well that he'd heard that Brook was going to be moving up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any concrete confirmation on that yet. Maybe Eddie Hearn dropped that in his IFL interview today. But I think it's pretty nailed on.
I think Eddie Hearn has confirmed that Brook's next fight is at 154.
I mean, we'll definitely touch on that as we hear more about it when there's an opponent or something. I'm sure Dave will want to wax lyrical about how great he's going to be at 154.
Well, it's his natural weight, isn't it?
Well, 160 was his natural weight, apparently.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry, and 147 was his natural weight.
Just leave off of it. Let him sort his stuff out.
He reminds me of Robbie Keane. You know, every time he signs for a club, I supported him as a boy. I grew up watching this thing. Yeah, you know,
yeah,
right.
I don't think he's going to be that bad. But
Well done, Robbie.
So we'll talk about Kell Brook, but I suppose Skeete, what does he do now?
he's in a shit situation.
It is harsh.
We touched on it earlier, not on the podcast, but the fact that we all said off it that Frank sort of, because this hasn't materialised the Horn fight, that he's sort of not pushed him aside, but like he hasn't fought since July.
Put him on the back burner.
There's no. For us, we were talking about him, Yard, the top boys like in his stable. You know, he was one of them. Now, the others have fought maybe once or twice, and they're going to fight again in December, and he's not. Now, you couldn't have just been putting all your eggs in one basket for the Horn fight to not happen.
I don't think it's necessarily the Horn fight. I think it was more the prospect of Pacquiao. I think it was definitely the right route to go down. Obviously, with Frank and the WBO, and with Pacquiao being the champion at the time, when they were obviously made the decision. Yeah, Horn. They looked like he was going to get the Horn fight.
Well, from what he said, like the offer was there. He'd signed it. All the terms and conditions. He'd said, right, bang, off it goes. And I remember at one point I was messaging him and I was like, listen, it's going around that you've got this fight. And he was like, you know, fingers crossed everything goes well. And then it all just seemed to fall apart. And as he said, that in his head, it was there, it was done. He was just waiting for the contract to come back to him signed.
I mean, so what? He's still surely got to wait and see what happens in that fight, because if Gary Corcoran does manage to win,
he fights Crawford. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what he said, that belt's tied up for a while now.
He knows he ain't getting a crack at that until
the belt's got to be defended. It's got to be defended within 90 days after the Corcoran fight. So, and then if Crawford wins it,
and let's be honest, whoever wins the first fight, Crawford's taking it off him. Next one.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And then Crawford's going to go off and he's going to fight
all the other names.
As Skeete said, he's going to fight the top fighters.
Yeah.
And that's not discounting Skeete from that at all. That's just saying there's the fighters with, you know, the bigger names, the bigger
world titles,
world status.
Yeah.
That he's trying to break into. And it's a very difficult situation in that, because obviously, like you said, it's not so much putting your eggs in one basket, but you follow a particular route. So I'm going WBO route. And then you get to the top and then you find there's this ceiling that's kind of blocking you. What do? Do you then move on to another governing body and try and work your way up?
Like I said, the
it's a difficult one.
Like the Matisse fight.
I wouldn't mind leaving because Devin Alexander's coming back, isn't he?
Did he not fight the other day?
Did he? Was he the other day?
I want to say he fought the other day, like midweek.
He did. I think it was the day before yesterday.
I don't know where he goes, to be honest with you.
It's a difficult one because I said the money fights right now, it's going to be difficult to generate those sort of fights. I mean, let's be honest, I'd love to see a Khan fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Lamune fight. He looked good against Egerton, and you know, like you said, it's another route. Once I'm fighting, he's obviously past the British level. The next normal step would be European. Wouldn't it? Or sorry, Commonwealth, but he's already done that as well.
Yeah.
But how does he win a world title?
European again? No, was he not European champion already?
He's EBU, no, the WBO European champion.
Yeah. Right. So, okay.
But Skeete wants to win a world title, and it just seems like...
Yeah, but he's not going to get... Like he's saying himself, he's not fought since July. He needs 1 or 2 fights before he starts.
It's all about building that momentum again.
Yeah, and like we spoke to... Tom Little last week. Momentum is massive. If this has been his most active year, if he has the same Skeete next year, where he starts off with a February fight, then comes out 2 months, 3 months later, then you're looking maybe late summer, late or early, Christmas sort of time for maybe a proper name.
But I mean, I just don't see if, like, say. Crawford fights Horn, wins the belt, then you've got Crawford, Spence and Furman. They're all American.
Within 3 fights, within 3 fights, he could be up. No,
but they're all going to unify against each other. There are rematches and shit like that.
Yeah, but mandatories. Who's the IBF?
Well, they do, but obviously unifications and all that, they override mandatories. And he even said it himself that he genuinely feels that once that fight's over, that belt is tied up for a year plus now.
I think they all are.
He's not known for knocking out people, but what if he has 3 outstanding knockouts? And then he's a name. He's a person to be reckoned with. I don't know.
I don't know, because I just look at Thurman and I just think he needs that big fight.
He's been so inactive as well. He has to have a big fight now.
He's having like a Peterson fight. He'll beat Peterson, and so his next fight's got to be a big one. And Crawford's going to be there. So
yeah, but then there are names in that division, like you say, Khan for domestic sort of scrap. The Garcias, because they're obviously, if you're like you're saying that their boys at the top, who are the title holders, are going to be tied up with each other. Then there's going to be that sort of bridging gap between the rest of them that he can quite easily jump into. Like you're saying, he's already third with Matisse and Garcia.
Yeah,
in and around him for the WBO.
So it just feels like he was right there, and now personally, I just don't think he'll ever get the chance now.
Because it's going to take a while to hit that level again.
I think
they've got to wait for it to all come out in the wash, and then he gets until everyone's fought each other. Everyone's fought each other maybe more than once, and they're all happy that they've done what they need to do amongst each other, and then Skeete might get his chance, but by then it's probably too late for him.
I don't know, he's only 30, but I mean, we're talking, for that to happen, you're talking 2 years plus, aren't you?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I just think
it just seems harsh that he was right there.
Yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong.
It does seem shit, and like I said, from the outside in, it just looks like Warren had the idea of, right, I want to get a fighter this world title shot, and wasn't necessarily too fussed.
Which one?
I mean, he would have preferred it to have been Skeete, because I think Skeete's the more marketable person, and you get him back, he'll probably hold on to the belt longer. But it almost seems like when Hearn did the Golovkin Brook fight, he's like, I'm going to stick one of my fighters in this one. I don't actually care who it's going to be.
Who's able to.
The feeling that I think we all had that when Pacquiao was the champion was that Skeete probably would have got a shot against Pacquiao, because Pacquiao probably would have underestimated him, overlooked him, and thought, we'll give it. Horn's obviously not going to do that because Horn wants to make a load of money.
And he said it himself that he genuinely feels that they've swerved him because
I believe it's true.
Yeah, because it was too difficult to fight, and they can dress it up how they want, say he was boring or he's negative or anything like that. But he would have. I'm fairly confident he would have beaten him.
Yeah,
because he wouldn't have got dragged into that slugfest.
I could have easily seen. If Pacquiao had beaten Horn, I think Pacquiao could have even come over to the UK. I think that would have been a good thing that Frank Warren would have wanted to do.
He would love that.
Because Pacquiao's just after the money now. Because
he's on his world tour.
But they've always they've been talking about it for a couple of years about Crawford and Pacquiao eventually fighting to hand over within Top Rank. And it's just felt like Bradley Skeete was sort of on the radar of Pacquiao along that journey to fighting Crawford, whereas he's not on Horn's radar at all.
No, well, Horn's.
I think that's his only chance.
Yeah, Horn's probably thinking down the line, won't beat Skeete, I'll beat Corcoran, I fight Crawford. There's my money.
Cash out.
Yeah.
Cash out. I'm still in the top 10 pound for pound list.
Listen, if you got, we said it before, you look on BoxRec, the way they work it out is they have got some mathematical algorithm that works it out, and when you really read it and try and understand it, and take some LSD and have a few drinks,
they're completely right, 100% right.
Have a nap, and then read it again. Yeah, it makes a little bit of sense.
But surely they must.
There is a process. You can understand that.
They defend their process as well. They say, the points and everything, but they're just. There's no point like having a process and defending it, and then the end result is just completely wrong, and then say, but that's how we got there, so it's fine. It's like Jeff Horn is number 6 in the world, pound for pound or something like that. It's work backwards. Your system's wrong. This is what it is.
That's it. Tony Bellew's like their number 2 heavyweight.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
Although he's not. Dave Coldwell was saying that Tyson Fury's got to pick on someone's
your own size.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Coldwell's training methods in for that.
But it's just, I don't know. I feel really bad for Bradley Skeete because I just think that he's missed the boat here
through no fault of his own. Like, he's done absolutely everything he could do to get to that position.
I think it is Jeff Horn beating Pacquiao has probably cost him a world title shot.
Fucking Jeff Horn.
Bastard.
if he wasn't a number 6 boxer in the world,
Can't argue his
I'd
record.
have
The
some
Hornet.
words.
The Hornet. Oh wow.
What's his name?
But do you know what? Fingers crossed. Because like I said,
I want Skeete to do it my way, and he wins. I don't like your two scenarios.
I don't understand what your way is though.
yeah, what was it?
He just fights names.
But
Against the wall, just fights name.
Amir Khan gets another big fight.
No, it's not a big fight though, is it? For Khan.
I think it would be.
No,
I think if you market that correctly, it is.
Come on, he's been knocked out by Canelo. He's not going to go.
Lots of people get knocked out by Canelo. It doesn't mean anything. Canelo is
You don't.
arguably the,
Look, I'm
the
not
best
getting.
fighter
I'm not
in the
getting
world.
into Khan because I just
Have
can't
you been
stand it.
watching?
No, I don't watch that sort of crap. But
Yeah, so
I've
far.
Alright,
been
well, I'll tell you
seeing
what
too
then.
much on
We'll wrap
Twitter
up
and
on
everything.
we'll wrap up on Bradley and then we'll move on to this, the I'm a Celeb stuff. So,
I can't even.
well, Dave, we've still got time to talk, so you have to.
I'm gonna have to listen because I don't watch it. I just watch the
You
little snippets on Twitter and stuff.
All right, well,
like
I'll tell you
that.
what. Then. Well, thanks very much for Bradley Skeete for joining us this week because he's given us a really
Legend.
good insight. And like I said, I was amazed that he'd said he'd signed all his stuff. It was all done and dusted, sent off, and then it all just fell apart. And this is the sort of stuff that obviously as fans we don't necessarily see.
Yeah.
And he had the insight to know that obviously he knows how that belt's tied up now in terms of rematches and
And now so
all that sort of stuff. It's true, but this is what we try and bring to people as well. Although I'm pretty selfish, I just wanted to know that stuff myself. So, but again, these are the sort of things that you don't necessarily find out, and you would never hear this because Warren doesn't have the platform like Sky does, where they can give you all this bullshit information all the time.
Mm.
But at the same time, we get that stuff from Matchroom via Sky, but it's all very
What they want you to know.
exactly.
I can't get Mike's conspiracy out of my head now.
Ah, see.
How have we got
I can't because I was just thinking about just go right back to the start and you've got AJ Wilder. Everyone wants AJ to fight Wilder, and now this whole scenario has led to Joseph Parker accepting a lower percentage because he knows he can't get the David Haye fight. So he's done this press conference and now basically it's on a plate for AJ to avoid Wilder.
It's all there, man. Listen.
Oh fuck!
Is it Frank Smith that runs on the Matchroom stuff? So he's sitting
Watch
there.
us get blocked on the thing next week. Matchroom will just put a big sticker across our thing.
Listen, they've got one of
Bastards.
those massive whiteboards, and they've just got these little magnets with the boxers' faces on.
Yeah.
They're like, right, if we just slide it around here, we can avoid this one for now. We can let him take the flak for this. We can do this shit fight.
All to avoid Wilder. It's got to be
Well,
in it.
Eventually.
Imagine that. All of this just to avoid Wilder, so they can fight in the summer instead of in February.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but trust me. Now you've heard the theory, you're gonna see everything that you'll see now. You'll be like, I don't know, maybe it's.
Everything that happens now is just another layer on this theory. I'm with it.
You've been sucked into this theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
That's
It sounds more believable than what we're being told is true.
Alright.
David Haye hurt his bicep. What?
He's a boxer.
But he's okay to train again in 2 weeks.
After surgery,
Yeah.
He fell upstairs.
he was on a step machine, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then as he fell, he grabbed it and tore a part of his bicep.
I think whatever.
He was on a stair machine, but then the way they described it, he somehow fell down the stairs.
The stairs that are moving up.
It was an escalator or something. I don't understand what it was.
He was in Lakeside.
I don't understand if it's a stair machine how you can fall down. Because you just land on the ground.
Because your Achilles goes. Oh.
Sorry, Dave, say that again.
No.
He said his Achilles goes.
Uh,
Listen, mate, the Achilles might have already gone. They've just held that stuff down.
yeah.
But I still think there's no injury. No injury at all.
We need to get Adam back on it.
I really like Adam, but he's obviously a company man. He's not going to tell us. But just get him to the
Just
side.
say you did.
Just be like, hey, did Dave? There's nothing wrong with Dave, is there? No, he's absolutely fine, boys. He's whoops.
what we need is like David Haye now to come out and do one of them classic like wrestler mistakes where he's got a bandage on the wrong arm or something like that. We've got to look out for that. Or next time we see Adam, say, oh, how is Dave's
Where's
left
the
arm
scar?
now anyway?
He'd be like, he's fine. He's got a hematoma.
Oh shit.
Well, we're only joking.
Yeah.
It's nearly Christmas. We're jesting. I'm a massive Haye fan. I genuinely hope that there is an injury, if I'm being honest, because I think that if there is, he's done, and that's a very sad way for him to go out on the back of that last fight.
Do you think he's done? If so this is
The next set of questions, really. Isn't it?
you think he's done because of an injury that heals in 2 weeks?
No, but I just think that if they're not going to do this fight again. Like I said, if I'm Tony Bellew and I've seen him pull out 5 fights in the last 5-6 years, I've already done 1 entire camp. Am I going to wait 5 months for another fight and then go into 12 weeks camp again and be like, he's going to fucking pull out?
I think if Tony Bellew does, he's basically just accepting, right? Whether it happens or it doesn't happen, I'm either retired now or I'm retired afterwards. There's no one else for Bellew to fight.
Like I said, I feel that this card could have been saved if they really wanted to.
Who? Go on.
I think there are fighters out there. I don't have to put anyone specifically to it, like a Dylan White or anyone like that, but I do feel that, listen, if they can pull out an opponent for Joshua at 5 minutes notice, they could have pulled out one for this. Now, I'm not necessarily saying it would have the same
appeal
because this is a grudge match. But if they wanted to get the card to go ahead, it could happen.
But presumably, is it co-promotion again?
Haymaker Ringstar, Sky Sports, Haymaker Ringstar, yeah.
Joyce goes in.
Well, that's it, and I think Haymaker was basically providing pretty much all of the undercard.
Tom Little gets paid off.
Well, it's
the
undercard guys that I feel sorry for, because again, you're training for a card pre-Christmas, and we said it before, and this is not private information or anything. They're obviously not on the massive bucks that your Hayes and your Joshuas etc. are. So if you put yourself through an 8-week camp, you've got people to pay, and then your fight gets pulled.
That's a great example, isn't it? Like, it's money for Christmas.
That's at that point, it is your day job. You don't have $4 million in the bank from your last fight that you can go back to. Suddenly suddenly your fight's been pulled and you're like, shit, I better go and do some more sparring because I've got to get some money in then. And it's those guys that I do feel sorry for, and I don't imagine it's a sort of job where you've got like insurance plans in place for cancellations and stuff, because it's just not that sort of job.
I don't think the fighters do. I'd imagine the promoter probably does.
Yeah, he'll have insurance to cover it, but again, depends on whether it's cancelled or postponed or. Can Eddie just ring up the O2 and go, just want to move the date? Have you got 5th of May open? But we need to be finished by this time. Listen, you're going to go and you're going to think about that theory a bit more, and you're going to sit there and think, fucking no, this is actually what's happening.
I'm going to be drawing flowcharts, things like that all night in my head.
Little dotted lines between faces.
Okay.
I can't remember what we had a topic just a second ago, and I can't
remember. It was the jungle and...
Oh yeah, so we got to talk Brook Khan. Alright, so Brook, he's going to move up. 154, great. I personally don't think he wins any titles up there unless they're vacant, which could be the Cotto one.
Yeah,
he fights in 2 weeks.
Like he should have done this a year ago. He should have done it instead of the Golovkin fight if he wanted to prolong his career.
I don't know. I don't want to see him in a shit fight. He's obviously got a stature in boxing, so who does he go in after? Does he go in for a name? He ain't going to get a title shot, I'm pretty sure, straight away. So who's a top 5 fighter? Throwing them out there now.
Like I said, I think he moves up and he fights Liam Smith for the vacant title. That's the only way I see him picking up a title there.
And he takes it. It's too good for
because he's not beating anyone else who's holding a belt at 154.
Who are the current holders?
You've got A. Charlo or J. Charlo. I don't know which one.
Didn't J. Charlo move up?
One of
J. Charlo.
Yeah. One Charlo 1 moved up.
The older one.
Yeah. Who else have you got? You've got God, my mind's gone blank. But yeah, one of the Charlos definitely moved up. You've got Lara is WBA. Jarrett Hurd, isn't it?
Now I know a lot of people talking about the Hurd fight before, possibly as maybe the weaker of the champions. But I think that's pretty harsh.
It's IBF, but do you really want to get stuck with the IBF again?
IBF again.
Listen, that's Eddie knows how to work the IBF.
Moved up.
Yeah, what's the other guy? Who was the other one?
Bizier.
Bizier's
for the 3rd time, isn't it? Bizier, wouldn't it be? Edda,
It's
get
gonna-
me busy, yeah.
I just don't. I don't want to see him lose and go out. I think if he loses, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
But he has to make a statement if he's going to get the next fight. Do you know
Right,
what
so
I mean?
here's what I think happens now, right?
Oh dear.
This isn't a
Is
conspiracy
this too
theory.
conspiracy? Yeah, I was about to
No,
say.
if I had another conspiracy theory, I'd spread this out to next week. I think we should have a conspiracy corner. Shit, I'll just come up with some theories all week.
Definitely, let's do this.
And then on Wednesday, I'll be like, right, here's what's going to happen, boys.
He'll be setting and planting seeds in everybody.
It will be like the podcast version of Boxing Kingdom. I'll just say a load of shit, and eventually something will be right.
Offer some free tickets for some people to send in their own conspiracy.
Oh, mate.
And then just not tell them.
Yeah.
You just won a ticket to Cinco de Mayo. We're going to send you to Vegas.
Okay, so who can Kell Brook realistically fight?
Oh, sorry, yeah. So
All of them.
you have a check. Here's what's
Get
going to
in the
happen,
ring with
Dave.
all of them.
Here's what's going to happen. Cotto's going to win his next fight. He's going to vacate. Liam Smith is he mandatory? That was in Eliminator, the other Smith fight.
It was an eliminator, but I don't know if was it fight. This is the thing, I don't know what eliminator
It's an
is.
eliminator for an eliminator. But either way, he's
Final
going to
eliminator.
fight Smith for that vacant belt.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll fight one of the other top boys in the unification, cash out on that because he's going to lose. And what will happen is, and I'm not saying he's going to get knocked out or anything, but he'll get stopped because his eye will go again. And that's an honourable finish because he'll be like, right, I can't do this anymore. Body's stopped.
Yeah.
I've had my big fights. I've got my big payday. I fought Lara
Some
or I fought
names.
Charlo.
Yeah.
That'll be it. He'll have his big fight. It'll be at Bramwell Lane or somewhere like that. They'll get the guy over. He'll get his $5 million in the bank.
I really hope he doesn't.
And then he retires. The Khan fight's never going to happen. I think people need to get that now. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, Khan's going to be.
Khan's gonna be the hot topic over Christmas.
Well, if he stays in the jungle for a couple of weeks, he might get down to 140. Might do it. He's not been in any food.
And he'll fight Josh Taylor.
Shit.
And then there's loads of all the belts are at 140 available, aren't they? There's 3 belts available.
Because of
Crawford.
yeah. I was like, who is his name? Look, I don't want that scenario to happen.
I like Brook now, so I don't want that to happen. But I think that's very likely.
I'd obviously like him to do well.
How many fights do you reckon he's got left in him?
2, generally. I think he beats Smith, and then I'd like to see
Try and
him
unify.
Yeah, I'd like to see him unify. 2-weight world champion. Fuck it.
Confident there. So alright, so who does he fight in the unification? Assuming all the champions stay as they are.
Who's
Thing is, if he
who's
wins,
available?
yeah, well, that
He's not going to wait. I don't think he's going to wait for anyone.
Alright, well you're looking into to real specifics now. I'm saying of the 3 champions, if he could just say, right, I'm going to have a fight in the summer, Bramwell Lane, unification fight. You've got Hurd, you've got Charlo, and you've got Lara.
If
because
it's
Spence comes up and just beats him again at Bramwell Lane.
Oh, Spence comes up. I'm moving up to 160.
Give me Golovkin again. Either way.
Where's the chocolate brownies?
Yeah. I'd go for the biggest name if I was him. If it was to be the last fight, he's obviously going to think he can beat him, and so do I. Whoever it is, I'm still always going to back him. I'll go for the biggest name. I'll go for the biggest one that's got the biggest draw over here because
I don't think any of them have though.
yeah, but Lara for me would probably be the name that sticks out the most and for boxing fans, he's been in with Canelo.
I think Lara.
Probably had a decent. Well, he did have a decent fight against him.
Yeah.
And they'll sell it on that. They'll sell it on for me. It's a sellable fight.
See, I think
if things go his way.
Unfortunately, for Brook, the 154 division is rock solid, but they're not names known here. And it was the same problem they had with Spence. Spence, to boxing fans, was a huge fighter, massive name. But if you walk down the street and you said to somebody, "You're a person,"
Spence Jr.
and I said this at the time, and it wasn't disrespectful. If you said who's Kell Brook to a lot of people, they'd be like, "No idea."
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I think if you
She
get
used to present Big Breakfast or something like that. That's what people would say.
Oh yes.
And then if-
Brook.
Yeah.
if you get Brook in 154 against Jarrett Hurd, you're getting exactly the same situation.
Yeah. But I think
to a
that's
lesser
a
extent.
winnable fight. And if you can get the WBO, get the IBF as well.
3 fights. I'd be buzzing.
Clean up the division. Could happen.
It could happen. Look, it's boxing.
I can't see it. I can see him beating Liam Smith.
I wouldn't even be surprised if it was one of those ones, win the world title and then retire.
Just to get it.
I know. It's
one of
those ones, if you do that, you don't get to keep the belt, do you? You have to defend it to do it.
From a vacant.
I can't remember what the situation was. It's one of them ones, I could be talking absolute nonsense. I remember, you know when you get little bits of information from when you were a kid? I remember it was Frank Bruno when he won his title, and he had to have one defense for it to be like his
official,
his proper belt.
I get that. It's like what.
But I said someone will probably correct me and it'd be absolute bullshit. I've just said.
But it's like what has happened for Cotto with his belts. He's only beat the man once.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that can't be true. Because when you see people like, say Mayweather, he's got loads and loads of belts, but there's been loads of times where he's won a belt
and vacated it.
Yeah.
But he also gets some bullshit belts made for him.
Yeah. He's probably had them made himself anyway.
And just goes, that's my belt from this time.
Like I said, it could be not. To be fair, it's one of the things I haven't even thought about that probably since I was about 7 years old when someone told me, and my mum told me, so she's not a big boxing person.
Who's won that? Darren Barker? But he still must still have his belt, does he?
Don't know, I've never seen it.
Chris Eubank doesn't wear his belt much anymore, does he? Do you remember when he was wearing it around?
He didn't take it out the other day. I'll tell you what I did notice today. So it was an anniversary today of when Ricky Hatton fought Malignaggi for the IBO title. I saw that today and I was like, oh.
It is a real belt.
And it was 15 years ago people were talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping on the
15
whole...
15 years ago.
Well, it was something like that. I couldn't tell how many years.
Back. Big time.
But like you said, it's the best belt. Also, as we're kind of wrapping up now, Groves, Eubank's definitely going to be Manchester.
Yeah.
Fancy little road trip.
I have a room booked already.
Do you?
Yeah, one of the guys at work booked it.
God, fair play.
I told Dwight today and he was like, why didn't you say anything? I was like, oh shit, yeah.
We do a podcast every week.
Yeah, do you remember them guys you talked to about boxing?
Well, one of them doesn't turn up very often.
Yeah, I suppose.
Liberty. You weren't talking about that. You didn't ask us to go to Vegas, did you?
Yeah, he did.
You just... No, he didn't. Did he ask you?
I think I mentioned it about a year ago on a pod saying, come on, let's start putting money aside now.
Yeah, but then you just went and booked it one night when you were drunk.
One of these podcasts we can't currently download because they're too old, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, I've still got them.
Check it.
Oh, that's a
you
lot.
Love it. You love
it.
You love a
you
little
tempted
dig
to go
out.
to the rematch? 5th of May.
No, because I don't want it. I don't think the rematch should happen. I think
it should happen.
I think fuck Golden Boy and their
Fuck
corruption.
He needs that money.
Fuck you.
He's desperate for it. He's wearing a Mexico shirt.
He went their president, didn't he?
That's up there with Duco sort of style of like cringe.
World's biggest boxing glove. I'll sign that for you.
Yeah.
You give me the key to the city.
Yeah.
And we'll fight in Vegas.
Yeah.
Alright, we've covered a lot today.
Yeah.
But do you know what? We actually, before we go, we didn't talk about Khan at all. And we were supposed to.
Oh, damn.
Oh, he did well the other night, didn't he? With the critical something or other. He didn't know what critter was.
No. I think Dave Allen did the best tweet about Khan so far in life when he said that Amir Khan's his biggest faults are the fact that he's a bit thick and he got caught wanking, and he said that's like 95% of British men, and I was like, yep, yeah, fair play to him.
Thank you on Skype. I was like,
George Groves, his Twitter game was awesome as well, and ITV knew what they were doing, and he says, oh, Khan, what has he got? He pulled out a little snake or something. Groves says, yeah, it's not for the first time. I was like, well done, George, well done. But yeah, he's getting a lot of stick for being in the jungle.
I think he'll actually do him good because he's not going to fight, is he? So
I think he's brilliant. I think he's very, very clever.
This is whether you like it or not, Dave.
No, don't say it.
Amir Khan is.
It's top billing.
No, he's just a household name.
People
I love the fact that he's now become a Z-lister though, because he even tweeted himself years ago. Would you ever do?
Yeah, I saw that. It was going around.
One last thing is that Curtis Woodhouse had a conversation with Amir Khan on Twitter today, telling him how good he's doing in the jungle, and then Amir Khan, whoever's doing it, replied saying, "Oh, thanks." And then Curtis Woodhouse replies, "Yeah, keep up the good work. You're doing really well." And it's like, no, mate, you're not speaking to Amir Khan. He's in the jungle, remember? That's what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
You can just see Khan doing one of his Bush Tucker trials whilst checking his Twitter.
I'm Curtis Whitlock. Buzzing. A little check on vote with him. Fuck's sake. Oh dear.
Alright, but as well, I'm sure we'll probably touch. We won't touch Amir Khan again, but
Easy.
we will come back to Amir Khan next week because I assume he'll be in there for a while. People like to torment people that end up on the challenges, so he's not going to go anywhere.
And obviously, it's going to get to the stage where we're going to be rooting for Amir Khan to win the whole thing.
No.
Yeah.
Well, David won't.
Yeah.
David's at home watching the Brook Greatest Hits every night between 9 and 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
While the missus is watching Celeb.
While she's asleep.
Yeah.
Dave's just got his phone out. Brook highlights.
I'll be on
Amir Khan will be the reigning I'm a Celeb champion.
Another fucking.
It's a bit like the Muhammad Ali trophy.
No,
It's a bit like that.
stop. Just
Kell
stop.
Brook is
Just
going to be fighting Liam Smith
stop.
for the
Boring.
WBO.
You're boring.
Vacant.
Shut up.
What would make me laugh would be if Khan came out and got a WBO shot.
Oh, don't.
And then unified.
I'd
And one
turn
more
up
fight wrapped up his career.
just to punch the matchmaker. Blow, come here.
He just goes and he just fights.
I'd
In
be done.
Vegas.
Honestly, I'd be done.
Brook can't get a fight.
Oh, don't. Just quit. Just stop it now, please. I can't even be thinking about that.
Do you know what? If that happens, right, we need to find a way to keep the information away from David.
Yeah.
And we'll do like a goggle boxing where we record his reaction
Finding
video.
out for the first time.
He's fuming, and
Mate,
we
I'm
just
looking
made
at
this
my
up on
phone
the spot.
thinking it's got a good case. I'll throw this.
It's actually fuming, and we've only just speculated that something could happen from nowhere.
Don't, because
do
that's
you know
one
what?
thing.
This is one of those ones where it's like, this is so terrible, but I actually kind of hope this happens
Yeah.
now.
Cheers, lads.
If it does happen, I'll be like, that would be my equivalent of a pinned tweet. I'll go back and I'll find this clip. Said that in November 2017.
Dear.
Alright then, boys. Well, we'll wrap up today. Like I said, we've covered plenty. I'm sure that there is plenty more we could speak about. Any fights this weekend, actually? Oh, do you know what? We got our boy Jez Smith is back in action this weekend on Saturday at York Hall
Good luck to Jez.
against Nathan Hardy. So
Yes.
best of luck. And I think we'll probably try and get him on the phone next week.
That'd be great.
If not into the studio, to see how he's feeling. Kovalev.
Sullivan Barrera. No, I'm bothered.
I'm not.
No.
That's harsh. I'm not.
Oh well.
You?
Alright, I'll take that back. I like it.
Stick with your guns, Dave. Don't let us shout you down.
It's quite nice doing it on a Wednesday, isn't it? Because the other podcasts just sort of do all the
The legwork.
All the easy bits. Yeah, we can just talk about it, like the news.
We just have a chat.
It is great, yeah.
Let
Let them
the
deal
like
with
really
the-
drill down.
yeah.
Minute by minute process. We can just chill with this. Yeah, no, you got stick to that.
All right. Well, we will wrap up. Good luck to Dwight in your protest. I
wow.
think it is a hunger strike.
Was the army of two, him and AJ, and that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're crying, because it's a hunger strike and they're both absolutely ravenous right now. So we'll be back next week. Hopefully Dwight's around next week then, because I think it could turn quite ugly.
I hope he's hearing this.
Pray for Dwight.
He's going to kill you.
You hope Mugabe's hearing it.
We have got some listeners over in Africa.
We had listeners in Sierra Leone. This is brilliant. We are really growing. We are a worldwide
Phenomenal.
broadcast. No, worldwide. Relax, Dave.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
a worldwide
Just me then.
broadcast. Yeah, you're a phenomenon. All right, we'll wrap up because we are rambling now. And we'll be back next Wednesday. And don't forget, obviously, if you do listen to us, check us out on Twitter. It's at BTR_PC. We're on Facebook and Instagram as well, but not as much. And we will be back next week. And David's going to stop rubbing his microphone.
Oh, wow. I haven't got the headphones on. Sorry.
Peace.
My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat your children.
Let's get ready to rumble. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.